Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Bizarre Stoner. We're here with a very special episode of VSW Podcast. Tonight, we are talking with the JWO. Let's give them a ring. One at a time, we will call them. Start a voice call.
Who's this, DJ?
This is Chad.
Alright. Talk is gonna be next, right?
Hold on.
What's
Talk
up,
is amazing.
Hello?
Versace? Hey, what's up?
Huh?
Why are we getting volume?
He's sleeping.
Hold on. Hello?
Hi.
Kevin
Hey, what's
Chase?
happening, Versace?
Whereas Kevin Chase is there. Great. Let me call the president.
Who you gonna call next?
And I think Rob was gonna hit us up when he was done with his date.
Who's that?
No excuse.
Let's see.
Hey, I'm
Oh yes, you're here too.
here.
And
Lucas
here,
boy's here.
Lucas, your boy is here. TJ Tucker's here. We got 4 of the JWO members in the house right now.
Hi, TJ.
Damn right, Mom. How you doing, little man?
I'm doing good.
Good, that's what I want to hear.
I got my bones pajamas and ready to go.
You got your skeleton pajamas on, right? Spooky, scary skeleton.
Yeah, but let's play the bones.
You want to break some bones?
Yeah, let's play the bones, Papa.
That's the way to do it. That's
That
the way.
boy.
That's what the JWOs. We break bones, kid,
Yeah, break the bones. Break
and
the
not
bones.
our own. Not our own. Nobody's getting injured here.
Well, I got the
No, no,
bone
no,
breaking steel. Let's break the bones.
Enemies of us.
At least here I can feel safe. I have to say, bringing my son on online. I mean, yeah, okay, there might be a few foul words, but it's gonna be nothing that he hasn't heard at a local show. None of that shit that happened the other night. I mean, at least this is secure. I can't get hijacked. I made sure of that. That's why I do voice only. To be honest with you, I don't trust a lot of the technology from being hijacked. I saw what they did during the lockdown with the schools and how people were able to infiltrate that.
Yeah.
And it's at a professional level, grade level. Some of these guys.
My teacher says fuck,
Does he?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My teacher's a maniac.
Your teacher's a maniac. Maybe you should ask him if he wants to join the JWO, the Juggalo World Order.
Well, I can't
Yo,
believe he
Luca,
said
you want to
fuck
join the
like that. That's
JWO?
my teacher.
That's your teacher. Maybe you should go to school with TJ Tucker.
Oh, you'll beat the piss out of that guy.
He would.
No. He doesn't want me as a classmate. I'll tell the teacher where the hell to go.
Well, he just said you'd probably beat the hell out of the teacher.
Oh, worse than that, man. I'll treat him like freaking tough. I'll murder him. Wait. No threats.
This is wrestling, so murdering's murdering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. MDK all fucking day, right?
Right? I mean, come on. The guy comes out. He's a gangster. He has people screaming. People were we're literally acting like gang members down there in Jersey. But it's just wrestling. It's fine.
My teacher my teacher is like a pistol. My teacher's a man pistol.
I've never heard so much of a loud echo of people cheering so much for a main fucking event for 2 wrestlers coming out than I have never seen when it came to Nick fucking Gage and John Moxley.
Well,
that was true.
I mean, Metallica hit and everybody rose off their fucking seats and shit and everything went fucking nuts when Nick came out. And then fucking L7 with shit list started on the fucking tube and out came Mox and the place just fucking exploded.
It did. That was one of the wildest nights. I mean, and not to mention the other big pop of the night. Actually, there was 3 big pops that night. And there's, one memorable moment now that I'll never forget. That's when the Briscoes showed up.
Oh, when them boys popped up out of there and shit, I'm like, oh shit, not them. Ooh.
And like, you know, looking back at it, I never got to see them wrestle live. Like I never got to get to the Ring of Honor shows that I wanted to go to. So like I'm glad we got out there. The other
Yeah.
pop of the night was Thunder Rosa, man. When she came out.
Oh yeah, during that whole battle royal and shit,
Yeah.
I was the one who fucking started the goddamn AEW chants and shit. The entire GCW crowd was basically almost shut up. Out of
Yep.
nowhere, I shouted out Thunder Rosa. 100 other people started with it.
Yep, yep. And then, you know, finally the last one was you know, when yeah, I think all three of them got that pop. Mick Foley in the you know,
Oh,
in there
when
with
Mick came
Gage.
out, that was the freaking person who everybody knew was gonna get a fucking pop,
Yeah.
Well,
cheap
like,
pun or not.
What's up, Luca?
well, like, when the wrestling starts, everything just starts to go crazy.
Oh yeah.
Well,
All hell
I like
breaks
the
loose.
match when you came in, you were fun TJ. That was a good one.
Me and TJ's match, we had fun, right?
Yeah, in the cage, that was a good match.
That was probably the best match of the day, that cage match.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, it
that was
was.
a good one.
The only other freaking match I can say that was really fucking worthy and shit, as far as like one of the best moves I seen, was my fucking lieutenant before he became my lieutenant with that fucking Superman orange punch
Off
right off the cage, bro.
I like
He hit that perfect.
Oh
I
hell
should
yeah!
know
The
I'm the
minute
one that
I
took
saw
it.
him stick that freaking thing and then stick
Yep.
the fucking punch and everything, I'm like, yeah, this guy's taking fucking ideas out of my fucking book, because that's how I used to handle Tough. If Tough ran at me when I was in that cage, I used to grab the bar right above me and fucking
You
2
know,
feet
that's the
right to the
thing. You know,
chin.
that's the thing, TJ. I don't. The footage obviously isn't up anymore for whatever reason, but like that was the one move that I saw. Like he did it twice in that match. He was able to successfully get you know, slingshot off the cage with that Superman punch, and that's what stuck out to me. I was like, this kid sticks out. This is something unique. Nobody else is utilizing the cage this way.
The move when what's his name? Mikey got kicked out the match. I was trying to help him.
Oh yeah, yeah. You when
That was a bad time.
that was a bad time for Mikey.
Yeah.
The JWO were not too friendly with Mikey. Rob threw him right out the cage.
I would give him a donut. I forgot.
Let's be
No,
honest,
you see,
Mikey's
we
had a
gotta
lot of
train him
moves though,
fucking
great night.
genius right.
Yeah.
We gotta train him right, because if they ever gonna be freaking part of us and shit
No,
and
I know.
everything, gotta make sure that they freaking obey the goddamn rules of the JWO.
Well, you know, I think people are starting to figure out who really runs the show now.
Well, yeah, right. That's right.
Right.
Because pretty soon there's not gonna be guns in wrestling.
You want guns in wrestling?
Probably gonna be guns. Because WWF guns.
Yeah, I do.
Don't say that around Tough Daddy and shit. He'll freaking bring his pistol again.
But do you hear what he said? He said, wait, what federation?
WWF guns.
WWF. He's going back. He's going back.
Hell yeah, that kid is younger than all of us.
Good boy.
He's in WWF.
Before there was guns.
4.5, and he will not recognize the E. He does not recognize.
Yeah, that's my
entertainment.
boy right there. That's my little man.
Nice dude. Shit, that was fun.
Yeah, there was one gun with what was his name? What was Pillman?
Yeah,
Brian Pillman, yes.
we have 2 characters.
I know the figures. You guys remember the Jax line they came out with? They kind of they tried to get into the military army.
Yeah, that was the Brian Pillman figure that I was always playing with, because I could never find another figure of him.
So about 2 years ago, I went to an old toy store and they had all those.
That's it. Stomp. STOMP. Stomp.
Yep, that's it.
I remember.
So
those,
me and my friend went to an old comic store a couple years ago, and I ended up buying a bunch of them. I ended up getting Pillman.
Yeah, that was the post that you sent out and shit. I think it was like, look what I found.
Yeah, I ended up getting Shamrock, Pillman, and Crush.
Yeah.
Last year,
I had two of them. I had Pillman and I had The Rock.
Last year, he was dying to open them. The boxes were starting to decay a little bit. I'm like, whatever, let's play with them. So we opened them up, and they all come with beautiful big machine guns, all this armor, all this gear.
Spoon-loaded popcorns and shit.
Dad gave me all your wrestling toys, right? You
Yeah.
gave me my wrestling toys.
Yeah, you got all the toys.
Yeah, he gave me the wrestling toys because he's being nice. He like doing the wrestling. Like there's so much wrestling stuff in the closet. Like this house is maxed out, bro. This house is maxed out.
It's maxed out.
We have a house, but it doesn't have this much shit because like
Yeah.
the bombs. We don't have the wrestling figures are not there. That's the only thing that makes this fun.
Yep, yep.
You guys see me, right? Because I just transferred on a Bluetooth.
Yep, we got you.
I can hear you.
We got this.
I just wanted to know if I could still be heard.
You know, and I really feel bad about that whole thing because, like, it was overall, it was a pretty good episode. It was positive. I don't feel like it was too derogatory. We weren't, like, nitpicking it tough. We weren't nagging them. We weren't criticizing. We were just speaking our minds and truth. And it wasn't even, like, in an attacking way. We were just speaking it.
I had a thing I could have fucking said, but I kept that shit to myself, and I was mostly just all about Big Show.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we wanted to just discuss a few things because it's been on our minds, only because it's been brought up to us privately or, you know, through chats and stuff. But for the most part, you know, we wanted us to move on and do JWO like things.
Because,
I mean,
football, because wrestling like football.
similar, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the tackling.
Tackling.
It's in both.
Yep, you tackle them both.
Because like it's only one part in that, and then like it's kind of like wrestling.
It is.
If they made like a football wrestling, it'd be maxed out.
You gotta watch XFL, bro. XFL.
That's what they got the footballs.
It's kind of like wrestling meets football.
You know what this sort of reminds me of and everything? I'm hearing Luke in the back, and you're talking over him and everything and shit. You got Spotify and shit, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right. Check out a podcast. It tells us spooky stories. I'll thing right now. She does Morning Cup of Murder, and she has another freaking one that she does with her son called The Cryptic Catalog. You need to hear that from Spotify. It's a podcast thing. Luca will enjoy it too if he likes monsters and cryptids.
Yeah, he does. He does. He likes all that kind of stuff.
I'm a maniac.
Yeah, you like
Another one that he might like is Monsters Among Us with Derek Hayes.
Oh, Among Us with the knife.
What?
Among Us with the knife.
What do you mean?
Like WWF with the guy with the knife and Among Us with the knife.
Oh, yeah. You mean Nails? The guy from jail?
Among Us.
Among Us, the suspect?
Yeah, with the knife, and then you got the other guy with the knife in WWF.
Yep.
The both games. Among Us is a game, and Wrestling is a game.
Yeah, no, it is. You are right. They are games.
Yo, that's somebody who actually deserves a goddamn elite figure. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Where is my fucking Nails figure?
You know,
that is one that you will
though?
never ever see.
That's what I'm gonna say. You're never ever gonna see it because
Wrestling Superstar, fucking Play Store and shit. You get this shit all over Amazon. Somebody's got to make a few freaking detailed messages to those people and shit. Be like, yo,
no, but it ain't even about that. Vince, he had a backstage fight with Vince.
Get the nails on there.
And like he punched Vince in the face or some shit.
Well, these matches, this shit.
He'll never get any recognition.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have to make their own figure.
You know, and I think there's a few other guys in the on that blacklist of no figures, but I used to have the Nails the Hasbro. That was one of my favorite figures, and that was actually one of my favorite feuds growing up. Was that Nails versus Bossman feud? It actually because it made sense. You got a police officer and a criminal. It makes sense.
But there's a mystery to me. What the hell ever happened to the wrestler that played the convict coming out in that freaking orange jumpsuit and shit? That you don't see that fucking character anywhere.
No, actually no. There's one other convict in wrestling, and that's the convict, Paul Michael.
Like Hulk
Oh,
Hogan.
no, I understand it. I've worked with Paulie plenty of times and everything. He's a prospect that I'm looking at, actually, for the JWO, as a matter of fact.
But I mean,
But,
no, but you're right though. Like what I'm saying, you are right though.
so
Nobody uses that gimmick, and nobody's wearing that suit. Nobody wears a jumpsuit out to the ring.
nobody has done that shit for years. The last time I saw that thing wasn't Nails. It was in an independent show, I believe. I think it was in YPW. I forget what the fuck the guy was called, but I remember he came out with an orange jumpsuit and he was playing the convict and shit.
And you know
But
what?
that's the
I think I saw
last
I think I saw Slade pull it off once in Beyond because he was like supposed to be from Rikers Island, and I think he came out
yeah.
once in a jumpsuit. But he's another one. But like, yeah, it's not played. People don't play it, probably for many reasons. Maybe some of the wrestlers now are convicts. Who knows? Wrestling's such
And
a
that
crazy world right now.
fucking shit. If I wasn't so hung up on my fucking self and everything, I'd fucking pull a goddamn character like that.
Oh yeah,
Old
yeah,
school
yeah, for
shit.
sure.
And old school fucking always works in this fucking business. I remember I worked for haunted houses like all over the river. And I used to bring up shit to their freaking selves, going, yo, I haven't seen this act and this act played in haunted houses, so I'm going to go out there and buy this and shit. For instance, my first act that I did, I just pulled out my ass. I was searching through a catalog at my grandmom's house, and I'm looking at the catalog of Halloween, and it's a small werewolf costume and shit. I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Forget that shit. I brought it into the freaking asylum of horror, and I wore it up and everything, and I'm like, nobody has ever seen a walking werewolf in a haunted house before, at least not that I've seen in years. So it's about
No,
time
and
I bring it back. The whole
sometimes
costume and all of it was a riot.
exactly. Sometimes you gotta kind of just bring it back, or do something that's not being done, something that's different. That's what's gonna make you stand out. Not doing the same old, not doing things that don't work, but doing something
Yeah,
that used to work and people forgot about. That's the gold, right? That's the rush.
yeah. Unlike some people we know in this business who bring up old shit and think it's fucking still platinum.
No, not everything old is still good, and some stuff is very outdated, but some stuff is good. You can bring it back.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. But remember, just don't bring back everything like somebody wanted to.
No, I know, and
We
and that
watched the show, like
we did.
we watched these wrestling shows. You know the people who died, but when that we watched those guys, right?
Yeah,
We watched them.
watched hours and hours of tape, guy.
Yes. Like
Oh yeah. I'm working through the time line on my freaking old ass tablet and shit and in my tent every now and then. It's just a tablet though. I'm
Yeah, it is on
I
YouTube.
love you.
days.
No,
I
I love
just been
But
there to the ruthless aggression era.
yeah,
Right
yeah,
after right after the new ECW starts doing their freaking shit, I'm gonna get around mid
you.
yeah, it did.
to the
Yeah,
ECW, and then I'm gonna stop the timeline and restart it again. And when I restart it this time, I'm going all the way back to when they just started using the gold WWF logos on the turnbuckles.
I like it. I like it.
Hell yeah, I'm going all the way fucking back. I want to see wrestling. I want
They
to
do.
all
They
the shit
love
that they didn't
WWF.
get young or even unborn to see it. I want to see the
Yeah.
first fucking WrestleMania. I want to go all the way through.
Speaking of wrestling and like just in culture, like it is it really is now like into everything. My son was just talking. Now we have wrestling like even in like other games like Roblox.
Like wrestling Roblox, that would be a good amount. Like I play a lot of Roblox, it's my favorite game. Like
And now you have like people making like wrestling games and indie wrestling games within the Roblox platform.
WWF.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, there is WWF exactly. Like you can be like the old guys. It's pretty cool. I actually saw it. Yeah,
Alright, that would be my character.
that's his favorite guy, Big Boss Man. That's his guy.
Yeah, but yeah, favorite colors.
Yeah, well, blue is one of your favorite colors.
Here's my first.
And yet, not only does he like Boss Man, but he likes Boss Man, the big Boss Man. He likes Cobb County, Georgia correctional officer, not
Yep.
that SWAT.
There's two guys. There's two boss men. There's two figures you got fined. Like
There was the Chase variant when he was dressed, and then the blue one.
We play Dream Death. We see the cops, the mountain cops. That's what they call the mountain cops.
The Mountie?
The mountain cops.
Oh, the mountain cops in GTA. Yeah.
We play that. We become the police. It's really fun. I wish they made wrestling for that game.
Oh, in GTA, yeah. No, there is no wrestling in GTA. You know where there was wrestling in though? In Saints Row, there was wrestling.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah.
I haven't played, but I just know about it on TikTok. But they watch YouTube Live and they told me about it.
Yeah, they told you about YouTube Live.
Yeah.
Imagine what a world today with 4.5-year-olds be watching YouTube Live, TikTok. Man, we were lucky I had a Teddy Ruxpin that worked.
Shit, I remember that fucking bear.
Right?
That
You
thing
had the
used
bear,
to
you put the
creep
tape
me
in,
the
you hope
hell
it played
out.
today.
Damn, talk about retroactive right here.
The only thing I know about wrestling is the matches and the kids. The kids are the best ones.
Yeah.
The kids are the good boys. Those that give me the likes.
Yeah.
We
I'm
make
still surprised
podcasting about
that
this shit and
nobody made figure out how the blue cage came in and shit. Turns out they had to build the blue cage because Hogan couldn't climb mesh.
Ah. Makes sense
Yeah,
now,
that's
so
why the blue
That's
cage
right.
is there. I've heard this
That's
story
sad.
1,000 times. He couldn't work the steel mesh and everything, so Vince literally put out his money to build that fucking blue cage for him.
but what was crazy is Bundy could have worked the mesh.
well, that
Possibly.
is the
Maybe he tried
all the
playing
way
with Vince
back.
once and he was like, yeah, fuck that shit. Vince, make this shit.
Like
But you know, like that's one of the coolest things though that I think people don't really or they do but they don't talk about in WrestleMania 2 is how it was in different locations. It was in two different places.
Yeah, there's like
I
Al's.
would so rock that fucking blue cage. It was so imagine the blue cage.
Though, yeah, I mean, that's when I actually like I clearly remember watching WrestleMania 2. I might have been 2 or 3 years old, but I clearly remember the TV, the match. I remember that match, the Hogan versus Bundy, and I also remember the boxing match that took place with you know,
boxing and wrestling.
Roddy Piper and Mr. T.
Like
Roddy Piper, Mr. T, yeah.
boxing and wrestling because they're both different like places.
Yeah, and I mean that was actually the angle that me before all the bullshit. That was actually the angle me and you was gonna go after in XUC. Was gonna be that kind of wrestler versus boxer, and we were gonna try to recreate that shit.
It would have been an awesome. I was really hoping that fucking thing went through. I was getting myself pumped up and ready.
Man, I got all
I'm
my
like,
gear out. I got my wraps, my old robe, everything all washed, everything all pressed, nicey nice. And this dude's like, we're not even using you anymore. I'm like, okay,
yeah. Hey, thanks, asshole.
thank you.
Well,
Thank you for bringing my dick all the way up just for a fucking cut.
It is the first wrestling that they made.
But they just made it at the very back. Why? It's the front wrestling. It should go in the front.
Good.
Because it's the front wrestling, right? Like, right, guys? It's the front wrestling.
It is.
They made so is it right? They should go at the top, right, TJ?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But why they put it in the back? It was the first one.
Because they do it alphabetically.
Oh, the alphabet.
Yeah.
W is all the way at the back of
Exactly.
the alphabet.
Exactly.
Like A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yep.
It's not the front. It's not the front.
No, it's not the front.
You have to go all the way back there.
Yep.
So that's why the yellow waffling, but it should be a fourth.
Should be.
Because, like,
He's gonna make a hell of a good podcast co-pilot for you, Sach.
I know it's great though. It works good. He's probably he's the best co-pilot I've had in a long time. Probably since Disabled Wolf.
Yeah.
And like I said, we got a lot of things that we can be doing, and we're gonna start to do here. And the first order of business with JWO is to get back on our feet, get everybody back to, where they need to be. And I think that's going to happen strongly this Sunday at AWL. I think all the soldiers will be in their place, in action, ready to do what they have to do. Um, you know,
ants are like ants are like fighting.
to fight the ants are fighting.
Yes.
Jesus.
Look, they're looking for their friends to fight.
They are fighting over there.
They're
They're
playing.
fighting ants.
They're playing what?
I was talking earlier on my other show that I was doing when I was trying out a strain that I just hate this time of year. It's beautiful weather, but all the ants come in.
Yeah, like sometimes they're wrestling too.
The ants were wrestling?
Yeah, but without school, you saw ants wrestling.
Now, see, that's an idea for us boys. We should start an ant wrestling promotion.
Yeah, that's what I saw at school today.
You saw it at school today?
Yeah, they were fighting.
They were fighting?
They were doing wrestling.
Wow.
They were going to WWF.
That's crazy.
They had machine guns.
I gotta go to your school.
They were going out of control. They're fighting.
I gotta go to your
They're
school tomorrow.
fighting to a death. Little kids. They're going crazy.
Crazy town. Crazy town.
They're wrestling. They're wrestling the most.
You know, and like I said the other night, I mean what I say about KPW. I think that will be the JWO's, home as well.
Oh, hell yeah. That is my fucking home right there.
I wish we didn't live in a wrestling match. That's why there's.
We do live in a wrestling match, kid. Believe me.
I wish we didn't live in the place. We didn't wrestle all night, all day, and all.
Oh, you want a ring? Why don't we just buy a ring for the backyard?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
You do that, you do that such, and you will cut down on pretty much.
Just take the whole thing.
Oh, if we get a ring or a backyard low boy for the backyard, I mean we can do shows every week.
Well, I just gonna tell you this.
Hell yeah.
Although we did love wrestling, just take the kid, take the man.
I mean, listen, just because it's backyard doesn't mean it can't be good. Just
No.
drop
My
off.
DVW right now, they started out in the fucking backyard too.
I think it can be even better because you're not trying to prove yourself. You're not trying to say, "Hey, I'm this big company." No, we are what we are, and we're just gonna focus on what we're doing. If it gets bigger, cool. If it never does, then it never does.
Like pirates.
Hey, we just came up and we had fucking fun, you know?
We had hooks.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, like because wrestling had hooks. The hook was like fight, like boom.
I know, but isn't that violence with all that a hook and wrestling? Wouldn't somebody get hurt?
Well, like a hook, and like hook the people and like hook up from the rope, and then they like the hook, and then they try to run, but and then you unlock it, they run into the wing and bow.
I kind of like this where this is going with that. I've never seen that. I never seen a wrestler with the hook gimmick.
Like
He is right. There's nobody out there that's like rock
Nobody
like a pirate hook.
Just like Orange Cassidy, nobody's had that fucking character.
No, it would be the way he just showed me it. Like it showed me as it would be as a work. Like it would work.
Well, like it would work. Like this
That
animatronic.
whole laid back hothead, I don't think I'm gonna. I could do it, maybe. Nah, fuck you, I don't want to do it. That whole laid back persona, oh, that's a fucking masterful thing.
Well, you're crazy maniac. You should do it. Like you're crazy. You should.
He's got you, DJ.
You should.
He's got your number.
Kiss you.
It's on your job description.
But I'm saying it would work physically. I think if somebody came out with just a hook, no hand, even like if it was like a Candyman style gimmick.
Like up there, the Candyman, and then the Candyman would just go out the match.
Yep.
The candy would just how the squishy candy?
Yep.
It bounces. It bounce you at the whole match.
Yeah.
It bounced you with the candy. So I wish there was that. I wish there was a hook. The Roblox is out. The Roblox WWF. This stuff is then moving to.
Hey,
It's almost out.
Yeah.
It's done.
Take the phone out. After we say goodbye, girls.
Bye, guys. Bye.
It's getting to be your bedtime, Luca.
Oh, yes.
But we're gonna come. We're gonna bring you back on again. You've been a great co-host. Thank you very much.
Like this,
Hell yeah, Luca.
like this stuff, the shorts. We got the mugs. We're doing
Got
wrestling.
the merch. What'd you say? We got the merch.
Yeah, like the wrestling mugs.
Yeah.
We got the mugs. We got the wrestling mugs. We got everything. This, we got a new control. We got headsets. We got.
You got the whole shebang.
We just got the whole. It's a gaming setup room. It's a gaming setup room. That's the only thing I got said. Wrestling there, wrestling there, wrestling all over this room. This is the wrestling
Yo,
here.
Luca.
This is the
Luca.
TV we're wrestling. So yeah, what, DJ?
Who do you think is going to get some free merch from the River Rat Juggalo?
Me, probably me. I'm just taking this out.
Yeah, you saying right? Getting the freebie. You getting the you getting my
Bluetooth
yeah, my
sailing
first
over
hit
there.
back when that
There's a
comes
wrestling
available
going
on
on in
merch.
the sky. Wow.
Yeah.
There's the TVs in the sky, TVs on the ground, TVs on the grass, TV on the windows.
You know what? I let him watch TJ. I let him watch your IW matches on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
He watches those and then some
Those
of the
little man.
AWL. But see, AWL is hard because they don't break it down by match, so I gotta like scroll through to find when you're on.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta scroll through it and shit.
It's just a match out, like wrestling.
Yep.
They're shooting
Well,
the
here you go,
wrestling.
bro. Thank you.
Alright, guys, bye. We'll see you next time.
All right, Luca.
All
Catch
right,
you later.
Luca. See you soon,
See
buddy.
you in the next one.
Yep.
Later, little man. Whoop whoop.
Say whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Next time we got playing. Next time, me, DJ. Alright, so guys, my dad, me, and then the other guy, everyone's gonna be playing wrestling, right? TJ play wrestling. What's his name?
That's Kevin Chase.
Kevin Chase, you gotta play wrestling. Me and my dad gotta play wrestling. Does everyone gotta play wrestling at the same time?
It will be wild.
Yeah.
Total
Oh, it's gonna be
pandemonium.
crazy.
She's gonna go blow up.
My God, what a day in wrestling history.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, Luca.
Later, brother.
He's great, kid. He's the greatest co-host you ever could have.
Oh, love that kid.
Love that kid.
And listening to him talk tonight, I came to the realization that at some point we're all gonna end up working for him.
Yes, he's gonna be the new. He is gonna be running wrestling probably soon. He's probably in the works of trying to buy UFC and WWE. And
Oh,
who knows? Yeah, he's like on genius level or something. Like sometimes I look at him like, are you really 4.5? Like, don't bullshit me. You know, I know I saw you be born, but like that don't mean
somewhere,
nothing.
Luca. I know you older than what you are.
Okay, like who were you before you came here?
Right. I
Right,
was just
right.
thinking that.
Some dude,
How
sometimes this
old
dude be
is?
telling me shit like, dude, how do you know about that? That's 20 years before your
Yeah.
time.
How old is that soul of your son, bro?
Right? Like he's got my soul and everything in it. Like he talking WWF, like literally, and like we don't watch much WWF to be honest, because everything has been re-scrubbed over as WWE on the network. I don't even know where he
Yeah.
learned the WWF from, but everything to him is WWF. He won't recognize the E.
Bill
Yeah,
Watts reincarnated.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
definitely.
It's hilarious.
Definitely.
It's
It
like
was recycled soul, brother.
we're watching WrestleMania, and he's like, "This is really WWF." And I'm like, "Yep, you're right. It is. You would
What a
be right
spot.
there." But I mean, that drama the other night. I mean, that's the kind of shit that, like, and that's why I left because I had him, and I have him all weekend, close by because the mother's in Florida, so he can't leave the other room sometimes, and so like like I said, sometimes bad words. I'm not gonna flip over that because he hears enough swears everywhere. There's TV now. There's everything. YouTube. The other day he was just on Facebook scrolling through, and I had to like censor what he was watching because some of the rails were just atrocious. But when you start
Oh,
bringing in the other talk and the other nonsense and all that, the pedophilia and the sexual talk and the homophobic shit, and all that trash that has no business in this industry. I mean, that's what our whole issue with what over over the barbed wire incident. That does not belong in wrestling.
yeah.
Exactly.
And
Not
and,
to
and
I
mention the
mean,
fucking
that's the shit that's hurting the business, you know.
thing.
and there was some things about it that at first I was just like, okay, who are these people? Because I don't really know Vic well. I know him as you guys know him more. You've been on his show, but
Oh yeah.
so I don't
Never
know
had.
who his like normal cast is or not. But when the dude's asking me if I have Down syndrome or something, I'm just like, who the
Oh yeah.
I'm just like,
Okay.
okay, who
Yeah.
the fuck are you? Fuck you. Fuck your mom. Fuck your mom's mom. Fuck your mom's sister. And, fuck your whole family heritage, your fuck line.
And most of all, fuck you. Boom, boom,
Exactly.
boom.
And, and,
Motherfucker got blood all on that clown suit.
and that went in my head, like, through my head, like, several times. Like, who the fuck are you? And then he's screaming, I would have more money. He mentioned a bunch of other fucking names than anybody. I'm like, dude, sometimes I make money smoking weed. Do people not realize that? Like, I make a video smoking weed and get paid for it.
I mean, those guys. I there was something going on there. Those guys, they were going after you. Were they going after TJ and Tabitha? They
Well, they
more or
started
less
with
left
me.
me alone.
They started with me, and then, like I said, I was just like, "Fuck you." He's like, "You look like you got Down syndrome." I was like, "I caught it from your mother. I mean, I should have used a condom. I'm sorry. Next time I'll do her in the ass." But you know, that's
No,
not
no,
my
no. I
problem.
know
But
where
then,
those two should have been fucking swallowed.
well,
That's what
then
that was.
swallowed. Who wants their nasty ass taste shit? Should have been spit out where they fucking belong.
Don't ask
But
me. I'm
They
not the
should have been in
guy's
a
mother.
sock.
but I mean, right after that, I figured it would be, whatever. Maybe it's just some douchebag shit. Some people are like that. But then it just started getting weird because it went right to you, TJ. And it was just all about Tabitha, but it was weird ass Tabitha shit. Like, come on,
Yep.
this is a wrestling show. There is some kayfabe involved. There is some fucking, cinematics involved. Cinema. Whatever the fuck it is.
This too is that this whole fight started before Vic hit the record button.
Yeah, because it all started the shit, and then Vic was like, "Okay, I gotta hit record now," and then we were like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit, we haven't even
for a
started."
little bit. Yep, it stopped for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they just kept on with that shit. Next thing you know, I'm seeing a person getting fucked up the ass. I'm seeing the two girls in a cup thing and everything. I'm like, oh my god! For me
Yeah,
to
and
put
like
up my hand in my own phone
they're
screen
not
and
showing me
block out
anything
that
new.
takes a lot.
They're not showing me anything new. There's no shock factor there. I mean, I've seen some horrendous shit on fucking line. I mean, you gotta remember, we're millennials. We've started with the internet. We've been through it all between Napster and fucking all 4chan and all this crap. We've seen it all. There used to be sites like True Gore where they would actually show, real murders and, you'd see a news story on news and then you'd go to Real Gore to see like the body count and to see like the aftermath. It was crazy. I've seen a lot of shit on the internet. So that doesn't bother me. Like I said, I was more appalled because it was live stream. People are watching this. That ruins Vic's channel. I know how YouTube is. All it takes is one person to report it, and the dude gets a strike. Second of
If
all,
that was, if that really was who we think it was, that's a very very low blow even for him to do.
is it though? I mean, it's all about that. It's all about those numbers and games, and it doesn't put me past it. Okay, because it's the one thing that you can do. They were using terms and talking about things that can get you banned on YouTube. Homosexuality. If they got somebody ramped up enough, and all of a sudden, the slurs and stuff start flying, the show gets shut down. Um,
Yeah.
Same thing if they brought up anything racial. It would have the same thing can happen. They brought sexuality will get shut down on YouTube right away. Anything pornographic. So that's what they were banking on, or wherever the show is being broadcast. Too.
Yeah, and
Um,
that
Yeah.
none of that
Has
crap
to waste a lot of money
has
to
any
afford the
place
fucking
on that show.
shit.
no, and the thing is it was unnecessary. Whoever it was, very unnecessary. If it's who I think it is, shame on you. You should have just came on like a fucking man. If you're behind it, same thing. You should have just came on like a fucking man. You've been invited 1,000 times. I've seen the conversations. There's nothing to fear here but fear itself at this point. No one's fucking gonna bite you through a computer screen. No one's gonna hurt you. Like, I mean, if anything, we might confront you on some shit, but I mean, that's over long fucking due.
Plus, anyway, he ain't gonna come out and everything. You think he wants to be confronted with the truth? The guy fears the truth. That's why he fucking lies.
Everything's a lie. Everything's been a lie. And he can say what he wants and he can blame Rob. He can clear himself from that whole issue. But anybody will tell you,
I've given him my official 3 strikes, bro. And that last one, that was a little passion shit. So technically, he got 4 strikes for me. Guess what? You're out of the fucking game, motherfucker. Get away from me.
yeah, I mean, and you've kind of been the target of that as well. I mean, you've always been that flashpoint. Well, we don't need to use TJ. He's not trained. He brought up medical history. He pointed me in the direction to find where you mentioned the medical history out in the open to say, hey, look, he even said it.
To be honest with you too, nobody has ever said jack shit to me about that interview in that certain section but him.
And I didn't even listen. This is how fucking tough it is. I didn't
If
even
you're
know.
not paying attention in that interview, you won't even really hear it or see it and shit. I
don't
admit
even.
to having that one little problem once, and that's it. He
And I
freaking
didn't
plastered it out like I was talking the entire fucking interview about
exactly
that
like it
shit.
was a fucking like Barbara Walters interview with your fucking life story. And
Yeah,
and this is the thing. Um, you know, I didn't even know who Vic was until I believe I started hearing about the worldwide podcast, the takeover. His podcast. I heard it from when you and Ray went on.
yep,
You and Ray went on to talk about a match potentially happening. We wanted to run you versus Ray for the title. Ray was
yep.
down, you were down. This is why when Tough was still giving a shit about KPW, like, yeah, maybe, no, no. So you guys ran the interview. All of a sudden, I get an email from 2 people. One, Tough Caddy. What the fuck's going on? Why are they talking KPW? The next message I get is from Brian Sire. He goes, "You better talk to your crew." I thought, Tough Daddy says KPW is over with. It's dead. So all of a sudden, I talked to Tough Daddy. He's like, "We got to make another announcement." So I had to make an announcement that KPW is over with. For some reason they wanted to keep burying that.
Oh yeah. Every time I brought up the fact that I had a title and shit, Saya one time looked at me and was like, dude, it doesn't even count. I don't know why you have that title with you. I'm like, to me, it fucking does count. I love this company. Yeah, but the company closed down. It's been said. Versace said it. Tough Daddy said. I said, fuck him. Don't even listen to fucking Tough Daddy and shit.
Look if you remember that first day that we was all hanging out at XUC, it was me, you, Rob. We were trying to figure out who the owners was.
Yep.
We were talking
Turns
about.
out,
I had my
motherfuckers right there.
now look. I had my suspicions because of, like I said, things weren't kind of lining up, and the money was being paid by him. But I give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't like to think the people I'm working with or talking to every day are lying to my face.
That's the same way that I am.
So I'm like, okay, maybe this dude is behind this, whatever. Okay, so but I remember specifically talking to people like Victoria Fox and all these people about running a KPW show, and all of them were
They
down.
were hip to it. They were wicked. Like, yeah, hell yeah. When the fuck is that going to happen, bro? What about me? Bring me in. Bring me in. I remember hearing all that shit.
And
Tough Daddy was
since
freaking squirming in his pants.
it wasn't a pro wrestling federation, it was a backyard federation. It worked very well at Tim's fighting in a cage because it
Hell
didn't
yeah.
matter. It didn't matter when we brought XUC over. It didn't. it didn't transist right because the fact is we were trying to run a very nice, clean, professional wrestling promotion with XUC, something old school in Tufts head, something that brought him back to the territory days. Then all of a sudden you switch it out and you're back in this hardcore environment. It just didn't cling to what
Well,
we had prior.
for one, if you're gonna do a classic wrestling thing like he had an idea for, why the fuck are you gonna start off with naming your fucking federation Extreme Underground
Well,
Club?
that was the whole thing, man. We were fighting every day about it. I said, look, we at first I thought it was going to be a KPW reboot. That's what I was shooting for. Next thing I know, it's not. It's just classic wrestling, which is fine. I got nothing wrong with that, but the name, and he just wouldn't budge on changing the name. I said, why don't
He
we change
won't
it?
budge on jack shit. The motherfucker is denser than pea soup and a London fog mixed in.
Yeah. And that's exactly how it is with him. And I hate to be like that because like I said, we was all kind of close. We were talking every day. We were trying to build something special, not just for ourselves, but for everybody. I mean, at least I know my heart was in the right place, and from his words, he was in the right place. Now his actions did something different, but the shit he was saying, was in the right place.
Yeah.
He said he cared for his sister Victoria Fox, cared for his brother. All his
Yeah,
brothers, and
he cares so much until all of a sudden he doesn't.
yeah, until it doesn't suit him to care, or he's in
Trust
the
me, I went through the
gunfire.
freaking bullshit with him plenty of times. How many times did you see me make up with him, Versace, and then once again he goes and fucks it up, and
And
then blames me or the other people about it that he's not the one fucking up and shit.
well,
It's them. It's
I
this
mean,
person. It's that person.
let's look at the whole showcase shit. I mean, you guys went to training. It costed some money. He decided to pay for you.
Yeah, I didn't even ask him when he handed Blackheart that money. I took one look. I went, "Oh man, don't do that."
So
He
then you went
passed
to
it
the
anyway.
training.
He
Now,
took it,
obviously,
and I'm like, "Oh man, I don't want to owe on that and everything." I know it's a cheap price right now, but still, I don't come from that money. I got a different thing going on over here and shit where you're on a fixed income, and
yeah,
you
and I
just
mean,
can't piss away money.
I've lived. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've lived both lifestyles. I've lived it where you can be carefree and not have to worry about the extra 15, 25, $50. And I've had that budget where like shit, motherfucker, that $2 in that jar, I need that for the end of the week.
Yep,
You know,
shit. Shouldn't have spent that 15 cents. I could have used it. Yep,
yeah, like I need that. I'm searching for a quarter to make that last dollar for something. So
yep,
I've lived
yep.
both ways. So I get that 100%. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You can't take blood from a stone, and you can't force people to spend money that they don't have.
Nope.
For and not even that with no return. So he wants you to go to training. He wants you to pay to go to training so you can be a better wrestler for him and work for free.
Then on top of this too, after that one session that I went to over there and shit, the trainer looks at me and says, so can we expect to see you here again? I said, hell yeah, brother. I want to do this shit, for real and everything. Get my stats up and shit. The next time around and shit, he and Tough invites me to go and everything. Turns out I had other plans and shit. So he goes, okay, well, what about the next time around? I said, I'll let you know, brother. Turns out, once again, what's left of my family comes up and he says, we need your help for something else and everything. I'm like, I got training that day. And I just promised these dudes that I was going to make a starting appearance over there and shit. And you guys are making me look like this. But what the fuck? It's family shit. What am I going to do? I can't fight City Hall. So I
No,
help
and
my fucking
family's
family
family.
out. Turns out, what does he do? He turns the whole fucking thing around and says, "Oh yeah, he only showed up to one training thing with me, and I paid for it. He hasn't gone to training ever since. He's not real. He's not like me, motherfucker. Fuck you, you motherfucker.
And that and
I
that and
got
that
more heart in this business than he does in his fucking left pinky."
and that's the whole thing. This whole ego about training. And does it really matter at this level? Honestly, realistically, Does it matter if you're trained better than him or he's trained better than Kevin Chase or Chase is better trained than you? You're all everybody on an equal playing field. Everybody working the same show on Sunday. Everybody making no money. Everybody
Yeah,
being, filmed the same way. It doesn't matter if you've been 20 years trained or fucking 6 months trained. If you've been trained by Rob or you've been trained by Killer Kowalski, you're all in the same fucking boat right now.
yep,
What
yep.
the fuck does it matter who trained who? You sound like this is the next, big thing. We're putting you in front of 1,000 people crowd. You got to carry the business. Let's do a real background check. See if you can really work this shit. No, it's the same crowds that you've worked for fucking 20 years on and off. There's no difference.
Yep.
And as much as people, as much as he kept saying a professional, 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 well, for it to be professional, then you have to use well, I'm going to say it straight off the bat. You have to use professionals, not semi professionals, not people that are backyarders, not people that are, in the biz but aren't active to the level that he's looking for to call it professional. And that's what he was going after. I mean, he was hiring people that, A, were just coming back, had been back but can't train. Um, Not a level of professional that he wanted as a standard of when he looks at, he went to the Teddy Good show, for instance, and he was like, wow, this is really good wrestling. This is professional wrestling. We should be at this level. Yes, we should have, but you got to look at their roster. They hired names. Everybody was a name.
Yeah.
Um, we weren't using New England names. We weren't throwing any money at the roster. We were using people that were available. He wasn't using you until he needed a tag team person. Then he was like, shit, we got to use TJ. Um,
Yeah. Oh, that must have really went up his fucking ass.
well, yeah, that's when he was like, well, that's when I think everything went fucked because he had to bring you back. He just had me fire you, so let's make me the bad guy. They turned the shit on me, and let's get everybody mad at Versace. So then
Dude,
I'm
he
out.
was constantly turning his back on you and shit. He gave me a ride back home and everything. He's like, yeah, all Versace wants, he's all in it for the fucking money and everything. He's not in it for the wrestling. He's in it for the money.
Well, yeah, this is a business. I mean, he was the first one saying this is a business. If it's not a business, then why does he care who's trained or not?
The motherfucker talks out of both sides of his fucking face.
I mean, the problem is he works the wrong people. If he put that effort into working the crowd rather than working the boys in the back, I mean, he would make it somewhere in this
Yeah,
industry.
he might have something there, but even the fans would take one look at him and be like, this guy's bullshit.
No, he was good for the comedy core.
That's
Maybe.
that's nice if you're 5 years old and you're interested in going, oh, look, he's wrestling a bear. Oh, he's wrestling somebody we can't see. Dad, this is great. Yeah, but once you get into it on being a teenager or a 20-year-old
Not
and shit,
even.
you
Look at
start
my
looking at
son.
it going, what the fuck is this?
Look at my son. He's 4.5. He don't want to see no teddy bear crap. He's talking about WWF bringing in guns.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, when the teddy bear was one thing, but the next show about the Invisible Brothers, I said, "Oh my God, this is Vince McMahon facing God all
Not
over
even. I
again."
mean, the only time that I've successfully ever seen that actually pulled off was actually during a Cheech and Chong movie. Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke on 2 when they're doing the little movie skits and they got like the two wrestlers versus him and him. Cheech and Chong and their Invisible Brothers. It's the only
Yeah,
time I've ever seen the invisible shit work. Every other time doesn't work. And definitely doesn't work when you're just doing it on the fly. That's something that has to be heavy, heavy choreographed.
what the hell? If you really want to go old school carnival, bring a real fucking grizzly bear in there. Let's wrestle him.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Tough would have. I mean, he's wrestled
Oh,
Hot Sauce. He's
anybody who
wrestled
puts hot sauce in their fucking eye during a regular Facebook conversation just to prove a point on how supposed hardcore he is and how much pain he can take. Yeah, if he got in a fucking scrap with that and everything, he's a dead man.
But now let me ask you something again because I wasn't in that chat room, but I know he did. I heard the tale. The toughest son of a bitch alive. He put hot sauce in his eye. He took the pain like a champ. Then why the fuck, when he slipped and fell, he couldn't make it to the show to do the death match?
Well,
Why?
remember, Versace, the reason why he tripped and fell and couldn't make it, this is all from his mouth now. Oh, well, Versace told me to stay home. I wanted to go and everything, and I know I was hurt. But I asked him, should I really go? And he's like, no, man. If you're home, if you're hurt and everything, you got to stay home. Then stay home and everything.
Well,
So I
first of
stood
all, he
home.
wasn't
Now
gonna
all of
wrestle.
a sudden, I'm the bad guy.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't gonna wrestle, okay? He already said he wasn't gonna wrestle. He wanted to
Pussy.
come he wanted to come to the show and help out his show face. First of all, that's not what we needed. We didn't need him going around smiling, going, "Hi guys, this is my show." Second of all, when me and Brian went to freaking him's house to pick up the stuff and take a look, whatever they had given him for pain medicine, tramadol, whatever he said he was on, he was fucked up. Okay, I know what fucked up looks like. I've seen people high. I've seen people on opiates. I've seen people fucking zonking out. Dude was high. It wasn't intentional. Obviously, he's not a drug addict, but whatever medication they gave him fucked him up royally. There was nothing I could do with him after the show, dude. I was looking at his eyes. It was like looking at Michael Myers. There was nothing there.
Yeah. If anything, then he should be. If he wanted to go that bad, should have just put him in the fucking audience and just say, cheer on or shut the fuck up, do whatever you want and
But
shit.
like
But
I'm
come to
saying
the
is
fucking
when I went
show
to
though,
talk.
bro.
But what I'm saying is when me and Brian went to his house to grab the stuff and he gave us a little bit of cash that he had for some of the guys, not everybody, because there was a few surprises. But the few people that he had talked to that he was gonna pay, I think Angel and one other guy or Q, I think, and because he had to make sure certain people got paid. Not everybody though. Again, not everybody. Um, but he could barely string two sentences together when I tried talking to him. So I was like, dude, he's not even coherent. Brian, he's not coherent. Like, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do with this. And I'm not driving a third person around. That was the
Yeah.
other thing. I already had to drive you and Rob home. Not that, like I said, I'm not a bad person. I don't care about the driving. But at the end of a late night at a show, to drive an extra hour or 45 minutes out of the way, it was kind of a bitch. I won't lie. So I
Yeah.
didn't want to drive a third person fucking home, especially someone that wasn't even working the show. And it
Right.
fucked me up because of him not coming. Dirtbag Dan now had nobody.
Yep.
And that was the whole problem. So we had to pay Dirtbag Dan. Me and Brian paid him half his booking fee just to stay home.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to burn bridges with the dude. It was like
No,
last
no,
minute.
no. He's one of my friends on fucking Facebook and
No, I
shit.
liked him, and then the thing is, there was nobody else that he could have faced that would have given him a good enough match, and that would have, you and Rob were already settled at this point, and that was locked in. We had already been pushing that painted red.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because originally I had I had Havoc. Well, yeah, Paulie Havoc versus Tough Gaddy. It was gonna be you versus Ray Ranson, and then it
Yeah.
was gonna be Dirtbag Dan versus Rob.
Yeah. I was in an escape the cage match with Ray,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
they
all
had
of a
to switch it
sudden,
up.
like I said, there was the whole Bob Wyatt came in and out, and that's when people were first introduced. Now let's not bullshit. Everybody knew right then and there, because Paulie told everybody right then and there about Bob Wyatt. He came into the chat. We found out Paulie came in, out he fucking went.
Yeah.
And honestly, I never heard or seen that guy until that day at that XUC show. But
I couldn't believe he was there.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that, and that's what kind of doesn't jive. That's what kind of drives me, kind of the weird way. Like, I don't know him, but he's got to have some kind of either disorder, really heavily mental disorder, besides the sexual offense shit. Let's just talk about this other aspect. He either has a really mental disorder or he's got really big fucking balls because supposedly he beat the piss out of Tough Sister, which is horrendous. Nobody should domestic violence, any kind of violence towards women is horrible, right?
No, no, I don't go for that shit whatsoever.
Okay, that
Juggalos, you should know this. Everyone out there should know this. If you don't know this, let me clear this up right now on this podcast. Juggalos, juggalettes, we're all against that fucking domestic dispute problem. Domestic violence, we hate that fucking shit. A woman beater, we will take you out and beat the living shit out of you. You put your hands on a fucking woman. And as far as a pedophile goes, Oh, fuck beating the shit out of you. We will murder your ass.
Okay, so you got that fact right there. But now this guy beat up Tough Sister. He knows Tough's running a show. He still goes to the show like there's nothing.
Yep.
And nothing happens though either.
We pull up in the car and everything. Jerry's got us sitting down and everything. And we're freaking just like talking, having an okay time and shit. And he says, "Oh, you see that's barbed wire over there hiding behind that wall, smoking a cigarette." I said, "What the hell is barbed wire doing over here?" It's like,
Who
"I
said
don't
that to you?
know. I don't know what that guy is doing." I'm like, "Okay."
Tough
So
Daddy said that to you?
after about him gnawing my ear off with his constant fucking talking and shit, we get
So wait a minute.
inside.
So wait a minute. So Tough Daddy told you that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. We pulled into
Okay.
the parking lot. We
But
uh
he didn't
we
he
park
didn't
we park in the spot and everything. Victoria Fox is there with her man and everything and shit. The next car over, I got Tough gnawing my ear off in his fucking car and shit. And his father's sitting in the background. And we noticed two people smoking, on the opposite side of Galette's MMA, and one of them happens to be barbed wire. So I look at him and I go, "What the hell is he doing over here?" He's like, "I don't know what he's doing over here." So I'm thinking to myself,
Okay.
all right, maybe the guy it's a free show. So I'm
Yeah, but
like,
okay. I
okay,
get it, it's a
he's
free
just a
show
fan
and
and he
whatever,
wants to
but
see a wrestling show. I got no problem with that, no biggie. But yes, in the back of my mind, I do know everything that people have said about him and shit. So
now let's
then
take this like I said,
when
let's
we
take the
get
Regis.
that in, and I noticed that he comes in the background, he's talking to Rob and everything. I mean, they go back. They're an old tag team back in YPW, Lethal
Yeah,
Injection.
I get it. And
Yeah,
Rob doesn't always want to. Rob's kind of like kind of us in a way. He wants to see the good in people. He doesn't want to believe the bad about people. So I get that about Rob. But like,
yeah,
let's just go step back for a second. So this is before the show even started. You got Bob Wire already there smoking. Tough sees him. Tough notices him. Let me ask you something. Was Tough shaken? Was he kind of like shook? Was he in a state of awe? Was he in a state of like kind of frozen? Couldn't move? Couldn't think? No. You just said he was gnawing your ear off talking.
yep.
He said that he was in shock, that he couldn't
We
function.
could
He
say
couldn't.
he's in shock, but let me tell you something. I know what shock sounds like and looks like. He was just regular Tough Daddy in that car. The only one
So
who was shocked that barbed wire was there was me.
yeah, and now this is the other thing I want to talk about. Okay, so this is the beginning of the show. Ronan finds out at the end of the show. Why the fuck doesn't the owner know as soon as this dude is here and the other owner sees him? Hey, this dude's the dude that beat up my sister. He's also a registered sex offender. Maybe he shouldn't be here.
He had plenty of opportunity to out him out in front of everybody else.
But
Hell,
you needed a
I
rep,
had
right?
plenty of opportunity to do that. Anyone who knew Bob Wire's past had opportunity to freaking fuck him up right there and shit. But that right there is the reason why I didn't say shit to anybody,
Now,
because it's not going to be on my ass to bring bad fucking vibes to a
So
dojo like Galette's MMA to have bloodshed all over his fucking place. I'm not about to disrespect Tim's place like that. That's just not my place to go out and freaking say, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I don't have a problem with him so far. He's never done anything to hurt me. I've just heard everything that he's done. If anyone had a grievance with him that was right there, it was Jerry.
But now let
Oh,
me ask you
sorry.
something. You just said if you were a pedophile, you would kill them.
No. I realize that. The thing is, though, is me alone with Bob Wire. No, I'm not going to go at his balls for that shit and everything. It's just not that. I'm not looking for violence. To be honest with you, let me get out of TJ Tucker right now. I'm going to talk to you right now as Tom Collins, okay? I don't fucking believe in just kicking somebody's fucking ass like that for no goddamn reason. I mean, I understand. Oh, yeah, he's a pedophile, so there's your reason right there. Not really. He isn't raping someone in front of me right now. I can't toss him off of anybody. If I walk up to him just because of what he is and pop him in the fucking face, that's assault on me.
Okay, I get that, and I get that 110%. And obviously, that's why there is That's why these offenders just live in peace anyway. Nobody really fucking goes after them. There's a registry. You know what they are. You know who they are. You just stay away from them.
But
But now let me ask you this.
I'm
Now,
gonna tell you, just like I told Rob and like I told Tough too. I'm like, I'm not saying jack shit and everything. I didn't tell Tough this, but I've told Rob this a bunch of times. I'm like, I'm not gonna go out him and everything. This is all Tough's work. This is Tough's job. If it's not Tough's job, then someone go tell Ronan. But I'm not about to go fuck up this motherfucker right now and shit.
but now let me ask.
What really fucked me up was when I'm like, okay, he's not a fan. Why did I say that? Because all of a sudden I see this guy walking around with a zebra pelt on. I'm like, he's a ref? Who the fuck? What? All right, you know what? TJ, do your own fucking thing. Just you got a match. Focus on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I get it. I mean, at this point, it's kind of with Tough. It was just like mind your own fucking business and let him just burn himself to the ground. I
That's what
get
I
that,
do
and I
with Tough.
also get that. I mean, you just can't go beating people up. I know,
I
you said what you said, but now let me
me,
ask you this:
go
if
ahead.
it was your promotion, would you have allowed him to be there? Not kicked his ass, but would you at least made him leave?
No. Being
Oh,
professional, right?
absolutely.
I would have said, look, Rob, look, this is what you got to do, okay? What I need you to do is bring your level of frustration down for this whole fucking event. I need you to turn around and just go home. Nobody from this crowd is going to like you over here. Well, why is that? No. I don't want to hear that. You know what your past is. I know what your past is. If somebody else around here finds out what your past is, I know there's people in this show right now that will kill you where you stand right now. So I can hold your life in the middle of my
So
fucking
see,
palm.
so as an owner, you would obviously have that responsibility, if not to at least save face for the show. So
Yep.
I
I
mean, we
wouldn't have
got,
allowed that shit. I would have told them, please, just before you get hurt or someone gets hurt in here, turn around, get
and
away, go.
and that's not kicking anybody's ass. That's being right. Just because we can't beat these people up doesn't mean we want to associate with them, have them around our children, even have them with us. And there is people that know them. Yes, there's people that are friends with them too. Like I said, I'm sure there's people that are friends with him that don't even know his past. Has he changed? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist or whatever the fuck he says. Maybe it was a one-time incident. Maybe the dude fucking made a mistake. I have no clue about him. All I know is that he is on the registered sex offenders list. They brought him
Yeah,
into the show.
you're on the same boat as me because I wasn't privy to any of this information. I just heard the story.
I heard
That's
the story and I saw the report, and then obviously, and that's what I'm gonna say, Kevin Chase, you recognized it off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even there. I missed that show because I was out. I was out sick. I had a lung infection,
yep.
so I missed that show. I was also recovering from a knee injury, which I'm still recovering from. But I saw pictures from the show, and I saw that fucking guy there, and I went right to you, and then and showed you. I was like, look who they had on the show, and then I went right to Nick's and Victoria Fox and said, hey guys, I'm out. This is why I'm not going to be associated with this.
Yeah.
And that's what it was more
If you
about for
guys
me,
want to continue to have a career, you'll join me.
Yep. I was
That's
there
the
in the
thing, and
fucking
that's the
chat
thing that
room when
ate
you
me.
said that, bro.
That's the thing that ate me. You want to bring this monster with the fans, in front of the fans, in front of a children's show. So be it, whatever. But to involve the talent without knowing is just irresponsible, man. Like, cause you know
It's irresponsibility
these
on another fucking level.
these
That's the
people
next
don't
level
might
shit
not want
right
to
there.
associate with him. They might not want to talk to him. They might think what he's done is fucking utterly disgusting. They might want to beat his head in. They might have their
Exactly.
own
I wasn't about to create a fucking lynch mob over there.
they might have
Fox
people
had her
might have
nieces
their
there,
own trauma. He might trigger it. They might go off the wall. You don't know what people go through. So like
Exactly.
to even bring him around and like I said, but it's just asinine. And it's all
Yep.
because that he and I asked him why did he was used as a ref, and he was like, "Well, it'd be unprofessional to use a wrestler as a ref. We didn't want to use Rob." I've seen Rob ref a dozen times. He's ref for Showcase. What's the problem with Rob reffing? It's better than using a criminal.
Bob Roberts, an awesome fucking referee.
And the long time story is that he talked to Fox's boyfriend, and he said he was going to ref, and the next thing he knew that, Bob Wyatt had the ref shirt on. But
Yep.
there's many holes in the stories. There's a lot of holes in it. From the get go, him telling me that he was
Put
shaking.
this in a pop pipe and smoke a bowl out of it.
I mean, the first thing that's kind of cracked is that he was shaken to his core, that he couldn't, respond to the situation at hand. That this trauma had eaten him from his sister
Well,
being,
yeah, Tough
assaulted.
wasn't
That he
shook or
couldn't he
anything.
couldn't reach
He
out.
wasn't shook or anything. He looked pretty comfortable sitting right beside me in that fucking car. If he was shook, man, that motherfucker was freaking stiff as a board then.
See, that's what I'm saying, and that's what don't make sense because if he can check your ear off, he can tell the owner, hey, this dude beat the fuck out of my sister. I don't want him at this show.
That's all it would have taken. If he's so close with Renan like he said he was, all he would have had to say was just come up to Renan and say, dude, I don't want him here because of this, that, and the other thing. Boom! Get the fuck out. That would have been it. End of
And if
story.
he didn't want to go to Ronan at that point, he could have pulled Tim aside and said, hey, Tim, listen, look.
That's
there's this
another
one
one. Oh, Tim would have fucking escorted Rob out right away.
And that's the thing,
I mean, that's Tim's
Tim
place of
don't
business.
play
He
that
doesn't want
shit
that shit
either.
there.
But to let him work in Tim's place and then never tell anybody until the very end and let it all come out in the way that it did.
Yep.
Fucking just brutal for Tim too.
I remember that whole fucking chat room. You weren't in the chat room at the time and shit. But when that shit was finally spread around the land, I was so sorry because Nix came on and was like, I'm going to give the title back, guys. I'm like, oh, fuck. We just presented him with this gold. I felt so sorry for my fucking lieutenant.
I'll tell you,
how do you think I felt? I was the one that broke the news to him.
We almost did it, Kevin.
I felt so bad for the guy.
We almost did it. We were like, we got to break it to Nix, and he just won the title. I'm like, okay, fine. But
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, once again, that ain't going to be my job. Somebody else do it. I don't want to break that kid's heart.
If we don't tell him, though, how does it look later on? And I mean,
I know. I was feeling conflicted about that to myself, too. But I'm like, I don't want to start anything. What if he goes off? What if this happens? What if that happens?
Listen,
so what if factor just kicked in my brain, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to shut the fuck up and let someone else do the job for me. Which, by the way, is the smart thing to do. If you're not the owner of the fucking thing, don't be saying shit. Go to your owner, complain to them, and they're supposed to take care of the situation, not the talent.
Yeah, you're not getting paid for that.
We weren't getting paid for fucking anything. It was a free show.
No, but what I'm saying, I mean, you're not the owner of the company. It's not your responsibility. You talk to a boss. That's why you have a boss.
Yep. Somebody, that's why we call it rancor.
And that's the thing.
You're higher than me. In other words, you should be doing this job while I'm doing my job as the fucking grunt.
Well, that was the whole backwards thing. I heard, when I brought them on the show that, the owner's cooking hot dogs. Meanwhile, you got, a wife, a woman abusing sex offender running a ref job. And nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And it's just asinine to me that you're the owner and you don't know who's working your show, whether it's free or not. There's a body in the ring that's under your federation.
Yep.
After fucking
my background checks have become such a big thing for nowadays.
I mean, if you know anything about wrestling, you watch the New Jack shit with the whole when he cut that kid open, you would know now. Now you would know. We got to see who's a wrestler, who's not. These people don't know who wrestling is. I don't even think Tough Daddy knows who New Jack is, unless he might maybe. Ronan probably know.
One thing that really impressed me and everything, I was so happy that day I came into Tim's place when KPW was still a thing. We were running practice things and shit, and Tiny the Terrible was fucking there. And he knew Jerome because they traveled together and
shit. Did. He was on that show. He was at that arena that night.
Yes, he was. The father of mass transit looked at Tiny and was like, yo, man, you're paying for all this shit. Tiny looked at him and said, fuck you, bro. You're giving us the ride back home. Just because we didn't stand up for your kid, you're going to screw us out?
Fuck you. Though. He did stand up for him. When they were asked, Tiny Terrible said, yeah, I seen him around the gym. He's trained before.
Yeah.
So that's vouching for him. What fucking more do you want? Either you want to be on the show, or you don't want to be on the show. You can't have it both ways. And you want to go go against New Jack, you should know what the fuck you're getting into.
Oh, if you go tough, and everyone else is lucky that Jerome wasn't working anything and shit. There would have been a major fucking problem
Well,
that
you know
day.
what the fucked up thing is this kid did this shit for no clout. Think about it.
Yeah.
Like, if he'd done that now, he would have been trending for days on the internet.
Oh, hell yeah.
But he did it in the time before
absolutely.
that. He did it with
He
no
could
phone.
simply just live on the headlines of the factoid of putting his cut on fucking Facebook and saying, "Yo, man, New Jack fucked me up." Boom, viral all over the place.
He could name in his account the kid that New Jack cut, and he would have been viral everywhere making money.
Hell yeah.
But he did it in a time where it didn't
nature
even matter.
rest his soul. The guy's dead right now and shit. I feel sorry for that and everything, but he should have been fucking smarter than he was. And knowing that you are that fucking green, you're going up to Jerome New Jack Young and telling him what you want him to do.
Oh, it was open season. You know, it was open season.
Tiny even looked at me and was like, "Yo, I heard that shit and everything." I'm looking at Jerome and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that kid, that motherfucker's dead now."
You know, and that's the kind of shit I think, to be honest, it's the kind of shit I think Tough Daddy would do. He'd go up there, not know anything, be like, "Yo, cut me open. Cut me open, Chief."
Yeah, you remember what he said too? He's like, "Yo, I want to get color. Jack, can you get me some color?" Yeah, I'll give you some color. I walked up to Paulie right before I went out there and I said, "You gonna handle him and everything?" And I looked at Paul and I said, "Paulie, what I'm gonna do to this motherfucker, people are gonna be talking about for ages." What happened?
They're still talking about it for ages, you know.
AKA mass transit happened. Bingo.
You know, but that's why you should know who the fuck is in your ring.
Yep.
You know, I'm hearing that, you know, everybody signed a waiver, everybody signed a form. That's not true.
Nope. One of them
We
even
have a
signed
talent. We have a talent.
a Chinese restaurant takeout menu.
Yeah, I have the talent. The talent is right here. Kevin Chase never signed a damn thing.
I never signed anything.
Yep, that was another one. There you go.
You know,
Completely fucked up, and yet he complains, "Oh, that's not professional enough." Fuck you, motherfucker! You ain't acting right, man.
no, not the way he done acting. I mean, and like I said, I mean, everything kind of went to this dude's head. I mean,
Oh,
let me ask you this, because I'm really good friends with him. I think he's an awesome dude. I really enjoyed talking with him. You know, he came over one time. He stopped by. We chilled for a little bit. You know, and that's Ray Ranson. I think he's an awesome dude. You know,
oh, yeah, Ray's awesome.
you know,
I like Ray a lot. He's a good guy.
he took the belt. He took the belt from you know, Tough Daddy out of
Thank
RW.
goodness.
But you don't see it going to his fucking skull like that.
Nope. I've been told and shit. I'm not going to mention any names and shit, but I was told straight up from person who gave him that title and everything too. "Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I know I created a monster." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, you did and shit. It's nothing really on you. I know you were being nice, and you know, Tough was so screwed up and everything during his younger years. I mean, I remember because I grew up with him in ACW. Dave Oliveira at the time when Tough Daddy was going through and shit, he was a jobber. And I mean a mad fucking jobber. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. The biggest insult in the ACW locker room was if, like, let's just say you said something that the owner didn't like. The owner would take one look and say, "Shut up or I'll have you lose to Tough Daddy." That was a fucking joke, okay? So for him to be that joked upon, and now finally from the same people and shit, they give you a fucking title. The worst thing that could happen to you happened. You got the strap, and you fucking wound up growing a big ass motherfucking head that was too big for your ass.
Well, let me ask you something. What did he do in between that time of being this horrendous jobber to winning that title that made him deserve such a prestigious thing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He took time off. He ran away.
You want to know what that title was given? I personally think this too and shit. I think it was given to him because of all the years, like I said, all the years that he went through of being handed the shit ball. Well, this was his time to shine.
But
And
what
I
about
give
all the years
credit
that
where
he
credit
kind
was
of
due
just
to
ducked?
RW. They gave him that his time to shine. The thing was, though, is he never really act that way in front of RW's background team and shit. He would never act that big around them. But you bring him in KPW and all the other companies and shit, just because he's had that title, now we all hear a different perspective from him, and you get this type of tough daddy.
You know, it kind of reminds me of a guy winning the Rumble, except, he came in number one. He's got, a really shitty time, but at number 10, he decides he's going to go stay under the ring until number 30. And that seems like Tough Guy. The motherfucker, he took the time off. He didn't wrestle constantly. He
We
said,
all pretty much took time off and shit. When RW came back and everything, I was supposed to be invited for the first one and shit. Just messages got fucked up, and I couldn't show up until RW3.
yeah,
But
but you
shit,
know what?
man,
But what I'm saying is none of you guys that came back, none of you guys that were brought back, none of you guys that took this hiatus have such an ego as him.
no fucking way. If I had an ego that fucking big, I'd know how to check myself at the door.
I mean, he, like I said, from the promotions, the idea is wanting to run, and even after XUC's demise, just the continuation of wanting to reboot and all these other channels and all these other ideas. It's like,
Yep,
dude, just
that's
give it
why when I
up.
saw that graphic and shit put in that fucking chat board and everything, I copied that picture down and I said what I said on that post. I said, don't believe the hype, man. I can't believe you trying to rebrand the shit and use everybody else up for your fucking greedy ass. That was unbelievable when he tried to rebrand and then automatically from what you said, oh yeah, we don't want the JWO. I don't want this person, that person. TJ can't come. Maybe we'll stick with Rob. Maybe.
Well, that's the thing,
Kevin
that's
Chase,
the thing.
maybe.
Rob, and that's the thing, a lot of the times you were brought along because Rob wouldn't come without you.
Well, you see, Tough, if you're listening to this right now, the reason why he said that is because I told him this JWO, okay? If I'm not allowed to be in the same fed as you, as your tag team partner, JWO comes as a unit. You want one of us? Fine. You at least got to take one more.
And you're probably going to get all of us.
Yep. Odds are you probably might get all of us. But the fuck,
and I kind of feel bad for you, Kevin Chase. You kind of came in at the end. It had this heavy steam when you came in, and then it just kind of all just fizzled out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another fucking casualty to a Tough Daddy show.
It was, but like I said, like I brought him in because little do Kevin Chase and my wife go way, way, way fucking back. So like I was trying, she tells me one day, my friend he used to wrestle, da 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 da. I said, oh cool, let me get him on the podcast. We'll do we'll have an interview, and me and Kevin Chase we talked, and he was talking about making a comeback, and like all of you were taking time off. His credentials were straight, everything lined up, just took time off. Great. I had the perfect in. We were running XUC. It was running perfect. Tough was getting us on TV channels across the state. Fucking everything was gleaming gold and shit and rainbows.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I had
so I'm
family
like,
members
yo, I
sitting
got
around
the
that were
home for
so
you, brother.
excited for that.
I pushed that shit everywhere. I got ready to come back. Give me another match in XUC. Give me one more chance. I promise you'll be okay. And like, he would go, but if I wasn't there, the show wasn't good. I heard things got scrambled on shows I wasn't there.
Yeah,
Timing, everything was just kind of delayed. There was a lot of lagging, a lot of waste of time.
everything's a lag when it comes to him. Everything. And then he turns it around and says, no, that was your fault. You're the reason why we were late. Not me, even though I was talking to my wife for hours.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something honestly, okay? We first started, all three of us, and I want to know whose fault it was. Because I've been actually worried. This has actually been on my mind for a while. Sorry, I just took like the biggest hit. Okay. Now, Death Day, right? The original plan was to do the In Your House match first. And I knew I had a time restriction because people was coming home and they didn't want, the liability in the house and all that shit. But I knew if we did it fast enough, we could. Why
Yeah.
the fuck did it take 45 minutes to people to get in their gear downstairs? And when I come down, Tuff's talking about referee Danny Davis.
Yeah.
And by
Meanwhile,
the time
I'm
everybody was,
already in my gear and I'm in front of your fucking bathroom, downstairs bathroom mirror, painting my fucking face up, going, okay, when's the show gonna stop?
I figured you would be like 10 minutes, maybe 15, because I know you have the makeup, maybe 20 tops. This would give us, 30 minutes to work the match. Let's bang it out. We're going to do this, then we're going to head to the cemetery, film the rest, da 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 da. And
Yep.
like, it took so freaking long.
I'm downstairs and I'm watching them talk and everything and shit. I'm all in my gear and I'm wondering for myself. I'm like, okay, there's part of me that wants to go upstairs and ask Versace, okay, what's going on? But I'm like, maybe no, this is pretty much all like Tuff's show, pretty much and shit. He was the one who came up with most of the ideas, and I had my shit and everything, but still, why are we down here and shit? And I was just waiting on Tuff and Rob to finally, move and shit. Turns out
That's
we
what
were
I'm
all
saying. Like, me
waiting
and
on Tuff.
Disabled for sitting upstairs, like, where the fuck are these guys? Like, we want to get this shit rolling.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and so, like I said, eventually he was like, "Why don't you go downstairs see what the fuck's going on?" I went down and he's sitting there yakking about Danny Davis, the referee, and I'm like, "Come on, guys, let's fucking go!" Like,
And you know what? Because of that day and everything after Death Day, this is when, if people are paying attention to this right now that have worked with me in other federations and have asked the question like, why do you show up in your gear already painted and dressed up when you could have relaxed and everything? There's two reasons for that. One, I don't like to do my boots because I sweat through the fucking makeup. And two, this is the new reason. Two is because I don't like to fucking waste time. So therefore, because of that shit that happened that day, I thought inside my head, I said, you know what? To cut down on fucking max amount of time, I'm gonna start walking in the show just dressed all the way up.
no, it makes sense. And like I said, it killed it.
It
So
does.
we didn't get to do the in your house match. We ended up filming everything at the cemetery.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Kind of became a trend with Tough that I noticed on these show days. A lot of talking, a lot of lagging, man, a lot of yakking.
Absolutely. And then he'll turn it around and say, no, they were the ones taking time. They were the ones
I
that
mean,
were
I
bullshit.
had my friends taking time out there, scheduled to come and film, cameramen, friends, other people, and they're looking at me like, "Yo, is this dude gonna resume? Why are we taking breaks when there's no fans? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Should be like boom, boom, boom."
Yep.
I've been to tapings. I went to, I was invited to an RW tape, and I saw how it went. There was no delay in between.
No, no. Hey, Kev, how many times have you said this? 40-minute intermission after every match.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
That's fucking pathetic, bro. Learn how to run a fucking company if you want to talk so high and mighty of yourself.
And you're paying for the time.
I had that conversation with Tuff and Versace. One day we were talking about going live, and I says we gotta speed it up.
Yep. This
That was
shit
my
needs
whole
Speedy
thing about
Gonzalez. Motherfucker acts like Slowpoke Rodriguez.
That was my whole thing about going live. Two things had to be sped up: the time in between matches and the time in the match. Sometimes people will be getting hit, and I'll see Tough Daddy get hit. Their opponent, was going to get the weapon, and the motherfucker's still down waiting.
Yep. Yep.
There was a little lag even in your match with Rob. I'll be honest. Against, there was a little lag in the light spot. You kind of sitting there like for like 20 seconds while Rob getting the freaking glass.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was one questionable piece, yeah. But as you take a look at that spot right there, right? Take a look at Rob's actions. Pretty much what made him stay so much is he was spreading the people out. He was telling them back away. I'm about to match this
He was
guy
spreading
with
them out.
glass.
But
Nobody wants those fucking pipe things in their fucking eyes or anything and shit.
the other thing
I
that
was
kind of
bent over and I'm waiting on the fucking thing to hit me. I'm going, yeah, it's taking a little bit longer. This is becoming unbelievable to the fans. I didn't know what he was doing. And then I saw the tape and I'm like, oh, that's what made him take
yeah.
so long. He
I
was
mean,
telling
the only
me.
good thing, and I can say that kind of made it believable that you could say, hey, this could be happening, is because it wasn't in the beginning of the match. It was more towards the end,
Yeah,
and you
we definitely were. Our tanks were about going on
empty, so
the
you would
last
be
quarter.
kind of sitting around laying like, where the fuck, like, oh, nice comfortable spot. Let me take a nap.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you guys were fighting pretty hard, so I was like, okay, cool. But I mean, I saw spots in that hardcore match with Victoria Fox versus Tough Daddy that I never want to see again. It was probably one of the worst experiences being a manager during that match. I don't know how Rob made it through being ref for that match. It was the worst match in all of history that I've ever seen up front. I mean, not one of the hardcore spots got landed correctly. People's heads almost got, necks almost got snapped. I mean, nobody landed the chair spots correctly. Tough takes open head chair shots, which you never should do anymore. Um, the
I've
Lego spot,
I've
the
learned that
Lego
the hard
spot.
way.
If you looked at the Lego spot, nobody actually landed on the Legos. They missed the whole bag of Legos.
Yeah. You
Uh,
know what? He goes and makes and tries to freaking bust my balls for saying, "Oh yeah, I want this certain thing done, or I'm not going to take a bump on this or that and the other thing." Fuck you, motherfucker! You were telling me to try to take a freaking bump on the Legos for the AWL match that we were doing and shit, and I was telling him, I'm not all freaking up for, get my ass spiked up and everything for something I'm not getting paid for and shit. Why take a bump on fucking Legos if I'm not at least collecting $10 for it?
exactly.
So
I mean,
he spills out the Legos, and I know he's the one that's got to take the bump on it and shit. So of course, well, I'm bringing the Legos anyway. I'll take the bump. Okay, fine. You take the bump. So we get to that freaking spot of the match where he's like, he spills it out, and I know that his bump is coming up. So I get him in his bump, and the first thing that I think of and shit is, all right, I believe, if I can remember straight, I think I knocked him down with a clothesline, and that's what made him eat the first batch of Legos. I got him back up, and I put a DDT on him. The second that I hit the DDT, his head hit one Lego, I think. My back and arm took the brunt force of every single Lego on that fucking ground. So fuck him if he thinks that I don't fucking like to do shit like that. I fucking put myself through that fucking shit.
yeah, no, and I get that. But what I'm saying is that match though between him and Fox, legitimately, all the spots were botched. Nobody
Yeah.
landed any of the hardcore spots. Nobody could carry any of it. People tried to do suplexes. They couldn't get their opponent even halfway up. Never mind over. There was a
Yep.
DDT spot where Tough was supposed to hit the chair. She missed the chair. He just hit the fucking side of the chair in his neck. They were supposed to land on the Legos. They missed the Legos. And like I said, the open headshots, they're not really supposed. You don't see that anymore. There's
No.
warnings against that. And this dude's getting bopped off the head like fucking whack a mole. And
Mick Foley has even told people, yeah, don't take chair shots like I've done. Don't do
stop
that
it.
no
Stop it.
more.
After Benoit, a lot of shit changed, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was horrendous. That was fucking sad, bro.
And people gotta realize they're putting their bodies on the line like that. This hardcore shit, it can be
That's
done
why you
another
don't see
way.
anybody doing the flying headbutt anymore.
Nope, you don't see anybody doing that. Head protection's very important now.
Yep, it's not just fucking football.
No,
Wrestlers get more injuries than football does in 1 year.
they can, and that's well trained, high functioning,
Professionals, they
highly
get
trained
paid more than the
wrestlers.
wrestlers do.
But you could be the best wrestler in the world. It doesn't matter who you are and still get injuries. Stone Cold has
Yeah,
broken his neck.
no matter what, no
Um,
matter who you are, a concussion doesn't give a fuck what your name
no,
is.
and like I said, look at Stone Cold. He broke his neck in the ring.
Hell
Um,
yeah. Owen Hart was so heartbroken when he did that to Austin. I
what
never
a
saw a change in a man so fast. He
no,
immediately was like, I'm not doing the fucking What was? I'm not doing the pile driver anymore.
No, and they actually changed who could even do the pile driver. WWE banned everybody except Undertaker to be able to do the pile driver. He was the only person he trusted with that move, and that's still to this day. They will not use pile drivers because of that. And it's a dangerous move. And you don't even see it that much on the indie scene anymore either.
The worst one to take too is the one that Taz took, the spike pile driver from the top rope.
Oh yeah, that's I mean
Oh,
the
God,
thing
yeah.
about the moves that people went through. Look at the other guy. What's his name? Droz. He went from being
Yeah.
he's a
Poor
vegetable now because of it. It's horrible.
Who I feel sorry for. It's not just Draws too. Draws was a tragedy right there and shit and everything. But D'Lo Brown, oh my God, that man didn't want to wrestle for like months after he did that. He almost quit his job because of that shit. And Draws had to come up to him. He visited him. I think it was in his hospital bed. The doctors already told him he ain't gonna walk and shit. And D'Lo was like, "Dude, man, I'm so fucking sorry." He tears out and bawling his eyes out to him. Draws looked at him and said, "It's all right, brother, man." You know,
but I mean, how do you even live it?
on the unlucky side.
That's the thing. These are accidents that happen in the ring. And these are all well-trained WWE superstars. These aren't people that haven't trained or been skipping the old training sessions. Every Monday. These are WWE superstars, and the accidents still happen. And and that's So I mean, that's what I'm saying. And how do you even live with yourself when this happens? Because it's not expected. You obviously don't got real beef with these people. Some of them, most of the time, they're your best friends you're fighting. And
if we're gonna break the kayfabe wall down for a second and shit, yeah, all of us are brothers and sisters. This is a family fucking business. We're not talking so much about the families out in the fandom section. We're talking about the workers, man. That we're a family, fucking brothers and sisters. We look at each other out in that ring and say, "I fucking hate you." Well, I fucking hate you too. We get in the background behind that curtain and immediately give ourselves a pound, a dap, and a hug and say, "Yo, man, that was great, awesome match." Good fucking fight. Can't wait to do it next time.
And then that kind of got broken when they caught Iron Sheik, smoking weed with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You saw it right there, two dudes that hate each other.
People are freaking eating edibles and shit that are legal now and shit. So a lot of that shit didn't even really have to be bitched out at the time,
No, but the what was bitched out is that you had the two enemies. You had one guy, pro America, ha ha ha, and you had the King Iron Sheik.
The blood with the Iron Sheik. Yeah,
it's like what the fuck is going on here? These guys have been running. Imagine seeing, today's world. You had Hulk and Andre, but that's another case. They were great friends with amazing respect for each other.
Hell yeah, that's why they fought each other all the time. People don't understand. Oh yeah, these guys really hate each other. No, motherfucker. Let me tell you something. Of each other. Why do you think they're in the ring so much? Because they like the spots that they do in front of these people, and they enjoy working with one another.
The only ones that I think really didn't like each other was like Brett versus Shawn. I really think they had real bad blood.
Andre had a problem with Ultimate Warrior, as a matter of fact, too. But one punch to the face took care of that problem. Right in the middle of the ring, too.
Andre didn't play, and everybody at the end of the day respected the Giant. You didn't play with the Giant.
Yep. I wouldn't play with a man that fucking big. What's the matter with you?
And that was back. And that was back in the time where, like,
your fucking head.
You said something earlier.
He didn't like you.
Can't...
You knew he didn't like you, and you weren't doing shit.
Here's the thing. That's back in the time. Like you said something earlier. You just can't go up and punch this guy in the face because whatever reasons, because you're gonna catch a charge. This is Andre back in a time where he could probably get away with it. Nobody was gonna even question it. Be like, the cops were probably afraid of Andre.
Dude, the cops wouldn't have fit on him.
if you pissed him off, he was hitting you.
Oh, guaranteed.
Back then, if you didn't like what somebody said, you would just slap the shit out of them. I mean, look at the DMD dude. The guy asked wrestling fake. Bam! Right off the fucking head.
Yep. Dr. D's another friend of mine on Facebook and shit.
So, I mean, yeah. And, sometimes I wish we could go back to that time. We could just, well, Tough Daddy, you're fucking just going to get slapped the shit out of today. That's your punishment.
Tucker.
Hogan, when he showed up for his first day of training, they broke his leg.
We're not going to Facebook block you. We're not going to freaking, cut your monetization. We're just gonna old-fashioned slap the shit out of you, and then
Yep.
everything's gonna go back to normal.
Yep.
Hey, Versace, I just got a message. Rob's ready.
Oh, let's bring him in. Let's bring
Bring
Robbie
him in. If that's the freaking bubble pop that I just got on my phone just fucking vibrated.
Let's call Robbie.
All right, get my VP in here. Come on up, VP. Come on, wee man.
Did it work? Let me see. Nope, I think I gotta do it. Fuller. Why? Oh, that's why. Computers. Okay, he should have got the invite now.
Boys.
Here we go. Robbie!
Hey, Rob.
What's up?
What
What's
up,
going on?
VP?
What's going on, Rob?
What's up, man? How are you guys?
The fucking whole
Hey,
JWA in the house.
Nice.
Same
I just got home, dude. Yeah, no, brother, no shit, brother. I just got home.
Nice.
I went to go see a movie.
What'd you see?
Hey, Versace, I went to go see one of your favorite things in the whole world.
What?
I went to go see Creed 3.
Did you? How
Yeah,
was it?
dude, it's really fucking great. It was really good, dude. I loved it. And a lot of, dude, it was really fucking great. Because I get into boxing too, besides pro wrestling, but it was really fucking great, dude. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the
I'm a big fan of the Rock.
So like,
Yeah, I was too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Does somebody have YouTube?
Huh?
Exactly. Did somebody have YouTube on live right now?
No, why?
Somebody.
Because I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah, someone
Not
got
me.
an echo.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Let me see here.
It's not me because I don't have.
Let me see. I don't know.
Oh, it's just us three, huh? Well, us four, I should say. So, how bad did we trash Ass Munch?
Not bad. I mean,
Not bad. I mean,
what we were talking about.
Oh, crap.
And that's the thing, different, Rob. Everything's, the same.
Everything's,
And then just how it was really unacceptable, and no place for any of that, what happened on Dick's show.
Nope. No, there was no need for all that crap. That was just off the wall stupid bullshit.
No, it was.
Very much
so.
Like we all said, that's the first time that ever happened to any of us on any podcast.
Yeah, it really is.
And,
Yeah, that is strange. I'm on Facebook and I'm joining in this call, but I'm not on YouTube.
No, I'm not either. And it didn't start echoing until Rob hopped on.
Yeah, it's probably my phone. My phone fucking blows, but that's okay. I got you guys on speaker, so probably that's why it's echoing.
Oh.
That's all right. No big deal. Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring me too, so we're all gonna go.
Oh, nice! You guys are going? Can't wait, dude.
We'll all be there.
My girl's gonna. I'm bringing that girl I just went on a date with. She's coming with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, she went to I brought her to that last showcase show, and she enjoyed it.
Great.
Yeah, it was a really good showcase. And, even though I didn't referee anything, but I sat there and rang the bell. No big freaking deal. Because you guys know me, I'll do anything for wrestling.
Hell yeah.
I don't give a shit if I'm a ring boy either.
You don't care the role, Rob.
You'll do better than
So that's what I
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
So that's what I don't understand.
How did Bob Wyatt? When you were there, you could have been a ref. Tough made you the ref.
Yeah, I could have refed, but Tuffy said no. It will look too yard-tardish. It will look like yard-tards if you see a professional pro wrestler doing referee work.
So it's better to see a sex offender.
Yeah, no shit. He'd rather fucking hire somebody that's freaking a level 3 sex offender over than freaking freaking doing something like, or having somebody actually knows how to referee.
Once again, another prime example of a fucking Puff Daddy decision.
Yeah, no shit, right, bro?
And
TJ, you were there. I was asking, like, how many people to referee for us?
Yeah, right?
At least, like, what, 4?
Fucking shit.
I'm
I
not
could have at
blaming
least brought Chris.
Yeah, no shit. And he would have been a good ref.
He doesn't
Even-
have any
even now-
credentials or anything and shit besides KPW, but it still would have worked.
Yeah, or even Melissa.
there was people
Yep.
in the fans before him.
I even asked Fox's boyfriend and fiance. He said he was honest with me. He said, "No, I'm afraid I might screw up the shit." I said, "There's no problem. That's why I made him security."
Wow,
Yeah.
That's never been a problem. They were going for the count. I was going for a tap out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with that whole mess is I've said this to you guys, and I said this to Tough. When it comes down to it doesn't matter who put him on the show. The thing is, mistakes were made, and XQC as a whole fucked up.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter whose fault it is.
No.
The company's
But yet,
fault.
I'm the one that, he's always blaming my ass for the stupid shit. Oh, Rob booked him. Rob did that. He was there way before I was even showed up.
Well, that's what TJ told us. TJ told us how it happened. Bob Wyatt smoking a cigarette. We're not hearing the version of Shook Daddy where he was so shaken. Ronan that we have a level here in the show. Never mind the sister. And it's just all adding up. It just used him until he got caught.
Yeah, no shit.
Had Chad never said anything to me, I don't think anybody would have even known.
Yeah.
And if Tough Guy didn't get caught, he probably would have used it again.
And supposedly when he was in the ring, I'll open the door of I'll open up the curtain. When I put Tough asshole into that question mark the clown character, I supposedly he told Rob that he was gonna kick his ass. Dude, freaking Tough Daddy couldn't fight his way out of a fucking wet paper bag. Dude, seriously. We all know he's afraid. Oh, I could beat people up. Yeah, my ass.
Why didn't he say this though?
Well, I could fight.
Smoking a cigarette. That's what I want to fucking know.
What's that?
Why why didn't he? Threaten?
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't tell him to leave.
No, it wasn't till the very end.
Yeah, wasn't until the very end, and that's when the shit hit the fan.
And like I said, I mean, we heard TJ tell us when they all arrived, the game was already there smoking. There was plenty of opportunity. They had management, ownership, whoever the fuck in charge. There's somebody here that we don't want here. For whatever reason, they can leave.
Yeah, no shit. He could have told him, "Hey, listen, I can't have you here." But yet, when I show up, freaking, it was like he comes up to me, "Hey, what do you want me to do, boss?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Did you talk to Tough Daddy and the other guy, Ronan?" And they said, "Yeah." They said to talk to you. I'm like, "Oh my god, really?" Okay, whatever.
And it probably is true.
He
knows that you're friends with the guy. You would get him to work.
Was a friend, not anymore.
That sounds definitely like Tough Daddy.
Hey, let that Rob go way back. We can get a free
Yeah, no shit. Let's have Rob tell him not to be here. No, that wasn't really my responsibility.
Someone else.
Yeah,
like he always does.
You're a booker, yes. You're the owner.
Yeah, no shit. I never owned any wrestling company at all. Not even anything. I'm just a wrestler.
Aim here.
And I mean, I haven't KPW. I was told I have to, but who knows?
Yeah, but we all loved KPW.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think we all owned KPW. After we all went out to Thames and did what we had to do, we all owned a piece of that shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Hell yeah.
We ran that place smooth.
For the best we could. I mean, we could only do so much with what we had.
Yeah, but still, we made work.
Yes, we did.
No matter how many times we've heard Tuffy say, "Oh, we want to revamp, we want to do this, we want to do that." We try to keep it alive as much as we could.
Yeah.
With the people that we had.
Because that was what it was about, having fun with the people that we had.
Versace fucking signed off the goddamn interstate championship. He fucking fucks up the company and walks away.
Yeah, no shit. And leaves us hanging.
Yep.
Leaves a vacant. Leaves KPW out in the wind with a legit, really good champion. TJ, we all know you're awesome and we love you.
Thank you very much, brother.
You know I love you, brother.
You know why this is all because BCW was throwing offers at him. And they were like, you're back in the backyard. Get out of the backyard. Get into a ring. He went to BCW. He messed up that. And then AWL swooped him up.
Yeah. When I was
in Naga, or Chaska, whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about. All these guys was too.
Yeah, they were. When we found out about the whole revamp of XUC and all that stuff, me and TJ were out in the cold. It was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. We thought it was all dead.
Yeah, no shit. I was like, what the hell company is this? Granted, we all know he wanted to keep it.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm not the owner.
Yeah,
I don't own it. Yeah, no shit, right?
Kiss my juggalo
painted ass. And suck my juggalo painted nuts, motherfucker.
Twice on Sunday.
Well, yeah, maybe. If it's good.
But I mean, I hate to just keep talking about, but like every time we keep being accused of being the bad people here. We're not.
Come on now, he had us all fighting.
Yep.
No reason.
Yeah, no reason at all. Had us all fucking arguing. Had us freaking not even talking to each other. Me and Versace freaking, we didn't even talk to each other for how long? For like maybe a week?
He had people putting out podcast episodes about me and my friends.
Yeah, then I unblocked them. I unblocked you, Versace, and then we worked out shit on your podcast.
Oh, I guarantee you that in his glory when he figured out that Versace weren't talking.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, oh, yay, I got them all fighting. Woohoo. Maybe they'll be on my side now.
Well, he was king of the intro for a minute until he hired the pedophile.
Yeah, no shit, right? He was the king. He was the king for like how long did XUC run? For like maybe a couple months? Maybe a year, maybe?
Maybe.
Almost a year.
It's fucking nuts.
Come on now. We freaking, me and you, TJ, we fixed a certain fear out of somebody. Did we not?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you did.
I was
And now she loves us.
Yeah. I'm looking at her. Another prospect of JWO.
Yes, we need her. We need her.
Yes.
She would make a perfect fit in the JWO.
Oh, I'm not even looking at it as a question.
Yeah, no shit, dude. We're all in agreement, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Chapel.
Yep. So now we can add her to that chat room.
And that's the thing. A lot of pressure put on XUC to make it this most professional, independent wrestling promotion in all of New England. Everybody had to have T's crossed and I's dotted. But I mean, for what? More drama, man.
Yeah, no shit. We don't need that shit. We're getting too old for that fucking shit.
Like I said, if the KPW is
who the
fuck cares?
We got enough problems as it is. And all we do is keep piling that shit pile.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, my head. Itchy.
But I think we're going to call it night, boys. We've been on here for about 2 hours now.
Oh yeah, we definitely went over the usual podcast time.
But I think we'll do this every week. The JWO Roundtable. We're not going to have to talk about fuckface every week. There'll be a lot of other fuckfaces to talk about.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can get more.
We can even talk about freaking other wrestling companies that we've been to too.
Exactly, and that's what we were kind of talking about a little earlier. My son was on here. He was talking WWF.
Yeah. We should have Mikey on and tell him, ask him how about his experience about WrestleMania, how he enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Let's get Mikey on. He's another one that's a good prospect and a good cameraman for the JWO. He's going to be helping people out, bringing people to shows this Sunday. So shout out to Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. You're awesome.
Can't wait to see you, Mike.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Can't wait to hear your story about WrestleMania.
Just don't do any animals, man. You might die. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming on the show. We'll see everybody soon.
All right, brother.
Have yourself
All right,
a good night.
good night, man. I gotta go back to bed.
Woo, woo.
Later, brother.
That was great, folks. Always a good time with the JWO. Thank you, everybody that's been tuning in. Hope you had a great experience. We'll be doing this kind of roundtable talk, like Rob said. We'll be talking all sorts of pro wrestling